Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my March alternatives for Paper Pumpkin March kit. I'm a little late for the March kit this month, only because I had so much going on. This was a pretty little box that we received, and it's called No Matter the Weather. What was great about this this month is not only did we get some beautiful cards, but we also got a free stamp set to celebrate Stampin' Up's 7th year anniversary with Paper Pumpkin. I can't believe they've been around for 7 years. So let me show you. So the stamping spot was basic gray this month. And then this is the stamp set that came with the kit. And then for the free one is even larger. It's got all of these beautiful images because the theme was the little rain boots or the galoshes, whatever you want to call them. So these go together. You can stamp the inside of the lined image. There's a cute little bunny rabbit, some plants, and then this little door image that's really cute too. So let me show you the cards. Oh, before I do that, let me make a few announcements. So next month, Paper Pumpkin is going to be all about family appreciation. That's what the theme is. There's going to be 8 cards. I don't know if this has anything to do with what we're going to see on the cards, but the colors are going to be crushed curry, early espresso, melon mambo, mint macaron, pear pizzazz, soft sea foam, and shaded spruce. So I'm anxious to see what this is all about. So make sure you're subscribed by between March 11th and April 10th to get the April kit. And let's see what else I've got for announcements. So just a few more things. My door prize for the month of April is this Memories of Home stamp set. Anyone that places orders with me during the month of April, your name will be entered. My hostess code for the month of April. Make sure you use that when you check out and you earn some free products from me. And lastly, this is my free card kit for the month of April. Anyone that places orders of any size, you're going to get all of the pieces to create your own card. So now let me show you the 3 cards, the 3 Paper Pumpkin kit cards if you make them with the instructions that came with the kit. This is the first one. Really cute with the little bunny rabbit. This is the next one with this little row of rain boots that you glue on with dimensionals. And then the last one was this one. And how appropriate that all of the sentiments really have to do with what we're all going through globally right now. I'm getting ready to send a lot of cards to our church, and I'm going to use some of these cards for the people that are shut-ins and some of the people that are in nursing homes. It's a very lonely time right now. So what else? I'm trying to think what else came with the kit. We had some twine. We had some embellishments, which I'm not using the embellishments today. But for the first card, I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz ink. I'm going to use all of these little pieces. So this is my alternative number 1. Now what I did with the boots is these are all attached. There's 5 pairs, and I cut it down to the 2 on the end. I cut them apart. So that's what I'm going to use on this card. I've got balmy blue cardstock, 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that on the score line. I've got a piece of Whisper White, 5 1/4 by 4, and that's going to be layer number 2. I'm going to glue that right to the card base. And for layer number 3, I'm actually going to cut the card that came with the kit right on the score line. And I'm going to use that as a background layer, and I'm actually going to glue it in place with dimensionals. Now these cards, I don't have them made up ahead of time. These are all in my head. So hopefully it's going to work out the way I'm picturing this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the front with dimensionals. Hello everyone, it's so good to see you guys all coming on. Now, there is nothing wrong with gluing a third layer and having the white space a little wider than the top and the bottom. It still looks great. So don't worry about that when it's not perfectly a 1/4 of an inch. It looks fine the way it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment first. And I'm using the circle. All of the pieces you see here came with the kit. I'm going to stamp more towards the top. And this one, like I said, is appropriate for what we're going through right now. No matter the weather, we're all in this together. I just added the word all there on my own. I'm going to glue that flat. I'm going to glue it right in the middle. And then we're going to start gluing some of these pieces with dimensionals. So again, if you're tuning in late, I cut the boots apart. So I have 2 pairs instead of the 5 that came with the kit. And I need to put this just a tad bit higher to accommodate the height of the boots. So that's going to go right there. The flowers I'm going to glue flat. I'm going to put those kind of like sideways. Let me see. I think I'll put them this way so they're a little bit taller that way. And then I'm going to take the bunny rabbit, glue him amongst the flowers, and then I'm going to glue 2 hearts right at the top. Now the reason I'm not using the embellishments that came with the kit today, these are little raindrops, and none of my cards are like stormy. They're all happy cards. You know how when Bob Ross paints, he does happy trees? I'm doing happy cards. Okay, there's card number 1, and that's using all layers from the kit except for the Whisper White and the Balmy Blue that I added. So there's number 1 really quick. Oh, wait a minute. I have a little twine, a little bow that I made. I forgot to add my bow. Let me get a glue dot. I'm just going to scrunch that up. And let's see, I'm going to add that right on top of the boots. There. I forgot about my twine. Okay, now let's move on to card number 2. I'm using all different ink colors too. Oh, you guys like that card. Thanks for all the hearts. I love seeing all the hearts. Okay, for card number 2, I'm actually using the Layered Squares dies. Now this one measures 2 3/4. I've gone ahead and cut out this piece that was in the middle. I just wanted the legs. And then this is a piece of Night of Navy. And it measures 4 inches by 5.5, scored at 2. So I'm just doing a small card. You know what I forget to cut too was for a piece for the inside. So if you're going to do the inside, it would be 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. I forget to cut a piece for that. Now remember on the first card, I cut 2 boots apart from the 5 boots. Now I've cut the rest, the remaining 3. I've separated them. I also have a piece of Pear Pizzazz measuring 3 by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one that I just cut with the die. I'm going to glue that to the Pear Pizzazz layer. Oh, Sandy, it's snowing in Manitoba. Oh, you can keep it. I don't want any more snow. It's finally looking like spring here in Maine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is use one of the envelopes. I'm going to cut it apart so I can use it as a layer. I'm going to go real close to the edge. Just snip off just a piece like that just to open up the envelope. I'm going to do that on all 3 sides. And now I want this piece to measure 1 3/4 inches wide. 1 3/4. And this should fit right on the front, just like that. I used mostly all of my envelopes in the kit to add layers to my cards. Everybody's got envelopes around, so you really, you know, this paper is so pretty. I mean, look how pretty with all the stripes. And we had what, like, I think we had 3 different colors. Next, I'm going to add glue just to half of the back of the square. And I'm going to bring that right here. Oh, wait a minute. I want to add some twine first before I do that. This is all I have left of my twine too. I'm hoping there's enough here. I want to wrap this around probably 3 times. So there's 1, 2. Nope, I can only do 2. So my twine is actually completely used up. Okay, let me just make my loops a little smaller. I can find my ends. Okay, there's my bow. Look, that's all I got left of my twine. Isn't that funny? Okay, now I need to figure out where I want to put this ribbon. I'm going to put it a little higher because I know I'm going to have a banner sitting there. I'm going to move it over just a tad. Now this is going to go right here. And it's going to be a little tent card. See how little, but how cute that is? Now the green boots, I really wouldn't need to put these on, but because these have white around them, I want it to all look the same. So I am going to go ahead and put those on top flat. And then I'm going to glue these ones with dimensionals. I just want these to stand out a little bit more than the green ones. So again, I would decorate a small piece on the inside, measuring 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. Let me just press on this so it'll lay flatter. Okay, now I'm going to add the boots. So we're going to do 1 pair right there with dimensionals. And there's the second pair. And then the sentiment I'm going to use with Night of Navy ink. And this one says, wishing you brighter days ahead. Just perfect for this type of, for everything that we're going through right now. These sentiments, it's like it was meant to be. I'm going to go ahead and add dimensionals. I think the paper already came off one of those. You know, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to bring this down just a little. Remember, I don't have these made up ahead of time. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. I want the sentiment above the twine, not below. So let me glue that back in place. And I'm going to tuck the sentiment right there. And let me fix my bow. Okay, and there's card number 2. Just a cute, quick little card. And it stands with this sticking out on the top. I'll flatten it out so you guys can see what it looks like flattened out. So that's card number 2. I've got 1 more to go. Now this one I'm going to be doing some heat embossing. And I'll explain why. And I'm using Terracotta Tile and Smoky Slate. And what I've done with this one is I'm using this card base that came with the kit, and I actually cut it with the Stitch Nested Labels die. This is the largest of the dies. And I'm using the die cut that came with the kit along with the label, but I'm going to use it on the white side instead of the peach side. I've got Smoky Slate for the card base, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And yes, I'm going to cut out another envelope. We're going to use that for a layer. So again, I'm just going to chop off all 3 sides. And I want to cut this right on the score line. So that's going to go on the card front. Look how pretty that is with the gray. I love that combination. So let me go ahead and glue that in place. Now, the reason I'm using, I wanted to use white embossing powder. I really wanted to add clouds to this image, but I didn't want to add dark clouds. I want this to be a happy card. So I'm going to turn my clouds white. I'm going to use Versamark ink. Let me see, I'm going to use this for a scrap. And I'm going to use my embossing buddy first, just to remove any static. And then I'm going to stamp some clouds. Now you won't be able to see them until I add the embossing powder. I just didn't like the idea of adding gray clouds when I wanted a happy card. So now let's go ahead and add the powder. Next, I'm going to heat the powder with my heat tool. So I'm going to make some noise just for a little bit. And you'll see these are much prettier than having the gray, black, dark clouds. There we go. It's starting to melt. So do you agree? Aren't these a lot happier and like inking them up with white, the Versamark and the white powder? One more to go. Okay, so now I can go ahead and glue this to my card front. I need some more dimensionals. Oh, you guys agree, aren't the white clouds a lot nicer looking? We don't need any dark days right now. We need happy days. Okay, now this is going to go right on the front. Oh, look how nice that looks. I love that. Now I'm going to glue the boots in place. And if you don't have any leftover boots, remember that you can make your own boots with the free stamp set that we just got with this kit. Oh, look at all the hearts. I love seeing all the hearts. Thanks, everyone. Now let's go ahead and put this way on the bottom. And then I'm going to use the Terracotta Tile. And you know, I told you I was going to use Smoky Slate ink. That's when I had decided I didn't want any gray clouds and I switched over. So the Terracotta Tile I'm going to do on the white side. And I believe in you. And again, more. I have 3 layers of dimensionals. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to put that right over the boots. And then again, I have a small bow that I want to glue in place. And I'm just going to stick that right on the sentiment. There's card number 3. So yeah, somebody said these are all quick cards today that I'm showing you. Very quick cards. So there, I'm going to bring them all in so I can show you in case you tuned in late. There's my 3 alternative projects. And then let me bring the cards back in that I created with the kit. There's 1, 2, and 3. So don't forget to make sure you're subscribed by April 10th for the April kit. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them on this Facebook Live video and I'll come back and answer you. Have a good weekend, everyone. And I will be back Sunday. Oh, that's tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow with my Sunday share. And I have a really, really neat card fold to show you. So join me here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good weekend, everyone.